never rests.
Counting careless in the sky. What a thrilling time to be alive.
Good Sunday evening to you. It's the Georgia Show, presented, as always, to you by Dogs HQ. I'm Jake Roos. He's Rusty Mansell. It was not an easy evening for anybody to live through last night. I will just go ahead and put that out there. And before we talk about why that is the case, do want to shout out our friends at Modelo.
No question, Modelo season.
I feel like Georgia is doing right by Modelo this season, because if you are trying to take the edge off of what you're seeing on the field, Modelo is probably the way to do that. The official beer of the college football playoff. Modelo, light, easy drinking, a great beer for your tailgate or just sipping through the week. So grab yourself a Modelo. Go Dogs, go Modelo. And yeah, like I said, you might need them after what we see. Rusty, I'm not even really sure how to begin talking about this. I just said, so about last night. One of the weirdest games that I can remember in a long time for so many reasons, Rusty. The numbers don't make sense. The time of possession doesn't make sense. The officiating was outrageous. This one had a little bit of it all, man. And it was not pretty, and it didn't feel good. And quite honestly, after a few Modelos, I woke up this morning thinking, did they really win that game by 10 points? It sure didn't feel like that. But it was all over the board in Auburn, man.
Yeah, man. I texted somebody earlier. I said, I felt like, have you ever seen that meme when Chris Farley's got his hair just straight up and he's just sitting there and he's just exhausted? That's the way I felt at the end of the game last night. I was like, what the hell just happened? You know what I mean? Usually on the dog walk on Dogs HQ, I'm going to type up a summary and I'm going to do all this and that. I literally went on our board and said, hey guys, Georgia won by double digits. Kirby Smart has 110 wins, and go Dogs. I didn't know what to say. It was one of those things. It was just like really hard to piece everything together, how everything unfolded, because the way the game started, again, you're like, oh gosh. And, kind of gave me, Jake, I don't know about you, but this one kind of gave me the Ole Miss vibe last year. Like, they have no answer right here. Like, this could get out of hand real quickly. Like, this could be 28-0. And quite frankly, if not for a damn good play by Raylan Wilson and C.J. Allen, that thing's 17-0. And, that's a totally whole nother discussion. But, like, it was close to being a three-touchdown margin at the half, and 2 minutes later or 30 minutes later after review, 2 minutes of playtime, it's 10-3, and Georgia gets the ball back. So it was crazy how everything unfolded right there. But at the end of the day, we're going to break this game down. We're going to talk about everything, but I want to say this early on, and I want to say this real clear. Thank you for everybody checking in, man. Appreciate y'all. Got our normal guys. How about my guy Mike Free from Pearl Harbor? Go Dogs!
Yeah, man. We got Milford, Michigan in the house today. Our friend Northern Dog checking in. Appreciate that, man. And shout out to Mike from Pearl Harbor coming in with us this evening. We got Swainsboro in the house, Nashville in here, Chambers County, Alabama. The natives here are upset, says Chad Roulette. I bet they are, Chad. I bet it is
Chad, I don't know if I'm wearing the old Georgia shirt maybe till about Tuesday. I know you probably going to beat your chest a little bit there, but might want to back that one off tomorrow. But I do want to say this, and I want to say this early on, man. Just the way this team fights back, it's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. Like, and I'll say this, that J.D. Piquel put out something on social media tonight, and I think he was spot on. He said this Georgia team is never uncomfortable. And he goes, you know why? Because they go through absolute hell on Tuesdays. He goes, the culture that Georgia has, what Kirby Smart does, the bloody Tuesday, the fighting your ass off on Mondays, and all these things, you're never out of it. And you feel like you just got to fight, scrap, get back in the game. And damn if they didn't, man. It's crazy. Listen, we're not going to bring up that loss, but they almost came back and beat Alabama. You know what I mean? And you come back the way you did against Tennessee, and you come back last night, and the way you flipped that game. Let me give you two things. Now, I'm not going to get way down the line.
I feel like you and I have this exact thing pulled up, and I think we have maybe the same thing we are looking at right now.
Go ahead, pull it up. Hell, let's get to it, man. We can do all this stuff.
If Rusty Mansell, I had told you that at the half of the half of the ball game, Georgia had 78 yards to 237. Oh, and in the first quarter, they had 10-1 yards, 141 yards to 14 yards. That's insane. I would have said that team is going to lose. If you had told me at the half that Georgia would have 8 minutes and 5 seconds of possession versus Auburn's 21:55 and come back and win the time of possession battle, not in a million years. I would have lost everything I own.
So going into that play, you go into that play to where, and by the way, they had to review the play before, which was right on Jackson Arnold, his elbow being his forearm being down. So it had to make the run. But if you go from that play and you go back to the start of the game, Bruce, Auburn had 235 yards total offense. Georgia had 20. I mean, they can bust. I mean, they had 20 yards, man. And then they ended up with 296 total yards. And they had no answer for Auburn, couldn't get nothing going offensively. And credit Auburn. I said this last night on Twitter too, or on our board. I've never seen anybody play. We were going to have answers on Gunnar Stockton because a lot of people were playing him zone, okay? And that's kind of been what the recipe is, okay? Let's play Gunnar Stockton zone and make him pick you apart, make him, throw in some tight windows and those types of things. But sit back and you spy him, not to let you hurt it. Auburn came after him. And
I thought they damn near killed him a couple of times. I mean, there was that one shot from Woodyard where, I mean, he just ran through him like he wasn't there. And when he laid him out, the targeting hit from Kayan Lee, another big shot. I mean, just listen, say what you want about Gunnar Stockton as a passer, as a quarterback, whatever. Gunnar Stockton is tough he's tough as leather, brother. I mean, dude can absolutely just take one and keep it rolling, man. And in a way that is super impressive. And I think, Rusty, part of that, and I think it's what we're kind of getting at here, that kind of bounce back, that resilience, I think that spills over into this team. And I think that there is, some similarity in quality there that you see between how Gunnar Stockton is handles his business on the field and how Georgia ultimately handles its business over the course of a game as well.
I'm looking at the play sheet here. I like to get real football nerd. First quarter, Auburn goes 14 plays, 75 yards, 7 minutes and 21 seconds.
Exactly what Alabama did.
Exactly what Alabama did. Oh, and they double it up. Oh, by the way, so Georgia has 6 plays in the first quarter for 14 yards, 3 minutes possession. Auburn gets the ball right back. They go 12 plays, 70 yards for another 5 minutes and 32 seconds. So it's 10-0. And luckily the defense, kind of held on right there. It could have been 14-0 quickly. So, guys, I don't know what's going on with the starts, and we can get negative all you want to. We can fire everybody all you want to. You can do all those things, and I understand the emotions of a game. I can't get over this damn team and the way they fight, man. I'm telling you, it's the damnedest thing I've ever seen with a football team. And I was talking to somebody today. I said, man, I don't know when they're ever going to be out of one. You got to knock them out. You got to knock Georgia completely out. You got to old school Mike Tyson, you got to knock Georgia out. If you give them a standing 8 count, you can't give them a chance. And man, that's something about this team. Is this the most talented football team Georgia's had under Kirby Smart? It's not. But I don't know that I've seen this kind of I don't know where they're digging in and finding this stuff. And if they can put it together and start the games like that, of course everybody wants to do that. But you gotta just breathe a little bit and look, golly, man, what a damn team. What a fight and what a way to overcome something like that. That was it's crazy that what this team is doing. And every week's it's another insane battle this week. And this is the team, really. If you think about it, Roos, 2 years ago, Georgia ran Ole Miss out of the building, dropped 51. Oh, yeah. They dropped 51 on them. Bobo puts 6. I think the story I heard was Bobo put 600 yards of offense. I think it was 601 yards of offense, and there's like a play left, and they wanted to take a knee, and Bobo wouldn't do it. He goes, I'm not losing 601. So he made him hand the ball off, and he kept his 600 yards. He goes, I'm getting damn 600 yards. So, you look, and then last year, Ole Miss ran Georgia out of that building. So, there's two sides of this game coming up. It's a top 10 game day, all that stuff. But I just cannot get over how this damn team just finds a way, man. And Gunnar Stockton, Gunnar Stockton has not moved today. I don't know. I promise you, that man has been on his couch, and he probably had to go get treatment and all that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you, the guy was in 4 car wrecks last night, basically minimum. He was in 4 car wrecks, and then he dies for the damn, end zone. So just really crazy, man. It is absolutely nuts how Georgia found a way to win that game, and the way they did it, Bruce, was crazy.
Lays out the Superman in front of Cam Newton on Cam Newton jersey retirement night.
I didn't realize.
I didn't either, but I've seen it today, and I was like, holy cow, wow, how poetic.
And then Oscar Delp gives the 2010 dab. You know what I mean? He's standing right there, and he gives the Cam Newton his signature move. And I was like, oh no. But I will say this: when he scored, I thought to myself, what if he would have slid down? Because it was a minute 53. They have first down. Auburn has one timeout. You nail it 3 times, the ball game's over. And I know it's going to shock you. My math wasn't clicking enough. I thought there's no way they can run it out. Don't you think that Kirby Smart didn't get in Gunnar Stockton's butt as soon as he got to the sideline? Because that was the first thing he told him. If you drop down, and listen, the adrenaline flowing in a game like that, I damn sure would have scored too. There's no question I would have scored. I'd have been in trouble. But I know what Kirby was trying to say to him. If you go down, we nail it 3 times, the ball game's over. They have no chance. There's no onside kick. No, they don't touch a ball again. So it really is probably a teaching moment. But at the end of the day, what a freaking that's going to be on T-shirts everywhere. That Superman for Gunnar Stockton.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Absolutely. Yep. I will tell you what will not be on T-shirts everywhere is the job of the officiating crew in Auburn, which was Rusty, about as rough as I can recall. It felt like the last 2 minutes of the first half took about 30 minutes to complete. It was review after review. They were discombobulated. They didn't know what was what. There's all that, hand wringing today. Did Kirby get one over on him with a timeout, or was he calling for the clap for him? The whole endlessly reviewed fumble. Was it a fumble? Was it? I'm curious your take on that one, watching that one at home. I'll be honest. I thought Auburn scored.
If I had to bet money, and they had all the scientific evidence, and they were able to really zoom in, and not talking about zoom in with some dude drawing a crayon on social media with a ruler, on a blur. It looked like the what's the Zapruder film from Kennedy, it's real grainy and all that kind of stuff. Look, if I had to guess, I would probably say he scored. I don't know that, but I would it's just hard to see. What I like and what was crazy to me was the confusion that sets in there. But number 2, the play by C.J. Allen and Raylan Wilson, both of them punching it. Like, that is coached. That is, you're coming out of a timeout, out of a review. That's coached. Okay, they're telling their 2 inside backers to punch that ball out. He's going to stretch it. So you do that. But what I couldn't understand was the way officiating has been over the last 2 years. When Kyron Jones picks that ball up, you let him score, you give him the touchdown, and then you start all the reviews. That, based off the way the play was called, that's a touchdown. Like, he never hit the ground. He scores.
Yes.
I was blown away at that part of it too. Like, I just couldn't get it, man. And
My contention all evening, and I said this multiple times on the board, I've said it today, somebody should have scored a touchdown on that play. It should have either been Auburn or it should have been Georgia. Somebody deserved to score a touchdown on that play. And somebody on the board said, and they were right. They said, it takes real talent to disappoint two teams simultaneously.
I just don't know. I don't know enough. I mean, to me, I don't understand the technology, why we can't, the grainy view of that. You know what I mean? You can't. And it's hard, too, to look at Raylan Wilson's arm, and he's extended. It's real close there. But, it's just hard to kind of understand how you screw that up that bad. The worst call of the night, and I'm telling you right now, I don't give a damn who you're a fan of. The worst call of the night was the Cash Jones penalty.
Sure.
We're calling that a blindside block when he is running parallel in front of a guy. He puts his helmet across him, and he blocks him. It's football. It's a violent game. If he's crack back blocking, that is a penalty straight up. But that I could not believe how bad of a call that was. And you think about that puts Colby Young down to the 3-yard line. It was just wild, man. And the timeout thing is so subjective. And what's going on here? Let me put that to rest. Okay, the next play was a penalty, and then Georgia misses a field goal. That has no ending on how the game determined, because there was no change score-wise. You lost a few seconds. Whether you thought that was a time or not, Georgia has one less timeout. Okay, they don't use them. They go to the house with timeouts. So, the Cash Jones penalty was absolutely just terrible. They had some stuff there last night, and, I know both sides. Both of those teams get graded. Both of that referee crew will get graded, and both schools will receive that on Monday. I would love to see the write-up. I would love to see the write-up on everything, and there's a very strict policy on when that stuff is never released. And, man, we might need to put Pete Nakos on that tomorrow. See if Nakos can get a copy of that report. I would love to see the actual grading and the reporting on that. But listen, man, at the end of the day, Georgia fights their ass off, and they go into Jordan Hare, which was insane. I knew it would be. I'm telling you that Auburn, I'm not the Auburn expert. They got guys. I don't know what is going on there defensively. They got freaking dudes, man. And Georgia,
that's an impressive front seven. It really is. And they came after him all night. It was impressive to watch the Georgia to watch Georgia overcome that and be able to withstand that. Before we shift off of this one, Rusty, I do have one more question for you, because I am curious. To me, this is one of those games I look back on, and I had a little bit of trouble at first thinking, who's my MVP on each side of the ball? And I'll tell you, offensively, I'm going to go with Colby Young. I thought that Colby Young, you want to talk, you said fight your ass off. Colby Young is earning his snaps, and it is clear why he is out there when he is, because that dude fights for every single yard when he is out there. Defensively, I'll say you could definitely go with CJ Allen, a tremendous game for him. I thought I think I lean toward Ellis Robinson, because I think this is a game we will look back on as Ellis Robinson's coming out party. Cam Coleman, I would be willing to bet good money will be a first-round NFL draft pick, in
no question.
And he was targeted 3 times last night, where Ellis Robinson was covering him 3 times last night. 1 reception, 3 yards. That's big boy stuff, man.
Georgia has been different in the back end when they've done 2 things. They inserted Ellis Robinson, and they didn't quit on him, and they put DeMello Jones in. Now, Jake Rowe, in his X and O breakdown at our Dogs HQ Plus, we will dig into that this week. But Georgia did something last night defensively I haven't seen them do in a long time. The way they lined up, and that's just Jake Rowe. We've already had some text on it, so I don't want to steal his thunder, but we've talked a little bit about it. But putting DeMello Jones in and having him cover. Bruce, Eric Singleton who's absolutely shredded Georgia 2 years in a row. I'm talking about nightmare stuff. And he catches a ball right off the bat. You're like, oh, boy, it's going to be a long night. Somebody in the game chat goes, Eric Singleton's about to win the Heisman. And I laughed. You know what I mean? Like, here it goes. Eric Singleton had 3 catches for 14 yards. He had 3 catches for 14 yards. Eric Singleton is one of the highest paid players that's not a quarterback. He was one of the highest paid players in the portal. This dude is making 2 comma money. I'm telling you, he had 3 catches for 14 yards, and that's their problem. But I'll tell you this, for the team that we cover, Ellis Robinson, DeMello Jones, and freaking Dalen Everett, those 3 guys. And KJ Bolden is such a – you don't talk about KJ Bolden because you know what you're going to get.
Right.
He's such a standard there. Some guys – I thought Ja'Cory Thomas missed a tackle one time that cost us some extra yards. But, it is what it is. But I think inserting DeMello Jones – in that group has really changed things for Georgia. And I'll tell you this, the second half of Alabama, I felt like they trusted those guys more to cover. Just let's let you be an athlete. And that is one of the biggest things I think that's changed. And we'll see how it goes, where they answer and how they start out this week, because they're going to get tested this week. I promise you. But I really like the future with DeMello, because Dalen Everett is going to the NFL. But when you start talking about DeMello Jones, and Dominic Kelly's a kid we really like, the young guy. Yep. I feel a lot better about the future for Georgia in the secondary.
Real quick here, a question from Jeff. He says, is something wrong with Chauncey Bowens? He got
banged up a little bit. He got banged up a little bit. I haven't been real he scored that he scored a touchdown. He got to the 1 maybe and tried to stretch. Didn't really see him. He didn't look like himself last night. So it'd be Kirby. We'll get a hold of Kirby tomorrow early. He'll get asked about that. We'll probably get a good report on Dogs HQ. Obviously, he was banged up last night. I don't know when he got banged up. Yeah, he scored. Thank you, Ty. Ty, my guy there from Nashville. He was a little banged up last night, part of the year, but. Georgia was unable to run the football consistently, and you see what happens without 33. I mean, Nate Frazier gave you some tough yards. Number 2 gave you some tough yards, but let's be honest, man, with 33 in there, it's a different run game.
Speaking of different, Whataburger, very different when it comes to the world of your fast food burger game. And they're still out doing the Whataburger touchdown tour. This weekend, you can catch them at the Patriots at the Titans. So if you happen to catch yourself up in Nashville on Sunday, swing by the Whataburger food truck. You can get out there and enjoy yourself some good eats from our friends over there. Listen, anytime you see a Whataburger pop up, the lines are wrapped around the building. They do the breakfast all day. They're open late. They do it right over at Whataburger. Fresh ingredients, great stuff, man. And listen, they were a Texas legend for a long time. They've expanded the reach. They're all throughout the Southeast. Get over, get yourself a little bit of Whataburger on the touchdown tour in Nashville this week. And then I do want to shout out our friends over at sunheist.com. Rusty, Christmas is approaching quickly. And a great gift for anybody in your life is a new pair of shades, man. They got a ton of customizable options over at sunheist.com. And the best part is you can get 20% off with code DOGSHQ20. They throw in the great accessory pack. They throw in the stickers. They throw in the microfiber cloth. They throw in the case. They've got the returns for free. The customer service is impeccable. On and on and on. They're a local Georgia business. We can keep talking about them, man. Listen, get over. Trust us on this. We use Sunheist. We wear Sunheist. It's a fantastic product. A great company that stands by the product as well. So get over there. Get your Christmas gifts loaded up.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's supposed to be great weather Saturday in Athens. You can order a pair tonight. You can order a pair tomorrow. You'll be ready to roll. They gave me some. They gave us some. I love them. I've been wearing mine like crazy. Really like it. A couple I like too.
Rusty, Ole Miss now looming for the Georgia Bulldogs. It's only Sunday, so we've got a lot to talk about when it comes to this upcoming game. But some early thoughts on this one for you. I'm curious. Look, Lane Kiffin is as hot of a name as there is out there in the coaching world. I think that Basically, he's on the wish list of every team who's getting ready to make a move. I think I saw some mentions of him on the Penn State board earlier. They'd love to see him at Penn State. But he's done
green pastures up there for my man. I don't know if he can do that.
He's done a fantastic job with this program in Oxford. What, I guess, looking at this matchup, what concerns you?
Pace and how quick they can score. Defensively, they're a lot better than people think. They're not as good as they were last year. And, they had some animals up front, and they got after Georgia right off the bat and just manhandled them. They're going to be fast-paced. The key to them is getting them off the field because they're going to try to go so fast. Now, Georgia is going to work all week. This is going to be one of those games where, you got a quarterback who's coming over from Division II, Ferris State, and he has played well. He hasn't played in this environment yet. He has not played in Sanford Stadium when it's unhinged, and it's going to be unhinged. How does he react in that? What does he do communication-wise? He hasn't been in this setting. This is a big ask for him, and I would imagine that Kirby Smart at some point tomorrow is going to ask the fan base that we need you. He knows that the Georgia fans are going to show up. It's going to be a 3:30 game. It's going to be wild. It's going to be raucous. But it is a game because I'm telling you, they like to go so fast. Communication there is key. They want to keep you on the field, and you got to be able to stop the run. They like to run the football. So defensively, listen, I think it's there's no one of those things, Roosh. It's a pretty even matchup. I think every week with SEC, it's crazy how many games are coming down to the end. Is this the new norm? I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it is. Every game seems to come down to the very end. But Georgia at home just been tough. Obviously, Alabama lost, broke a streak, but been pretty damn good at Athens. And last time Ole Miss ran in here, they dropped a 50 burger on them, I think, and 600 yards of offense, and they ran. Ole Miss scored I know this is going to shock you. Ole Miss comes right down the field and scores that game. And I thought, boy, they got their hands full tonight. Made some adjustments, and from then on out, they pretty much controlled that game. So it'll be interesting. There's a lot of people asking about Monroe Freeling. That was underrated, him coming in last year, because we really didn't anticipate him playing. And I think that Juan Gaston got banged up a little bit again. He's battling it. When you're 360, you're going to battle an ankle until the offseason. You just are. Yeah. And they're just having to play him. And he had some troubles. But listen, they were playing probably two of the best edge guys in the league last night. So, but Monroe Freeling coming back, that's very good news. We'll see what Ernest Green can do. Because listen, you can have your opinion on Ernest Green, but when Ernest Green's healthy, he's been really good, and he's playing a lot of these games. They're not going to put him out there at 50%. I would imagine right now probably Juan Gaston and Bo Hughley will be at that right tackle kind of rotation, what they've been doing, and another week of kind of rehab from Monroe Freeling. So I tell you what, man, it's a big one. It always is. Game day's there, so it's ramping up all week. You'll be able to feel the buzz on this one. Be a lot of social media around this game, and it's a big one.
Speaking of big decisions, myperfectfranchise.net. Get over, hook up with them, see if you can't shake things up in your business and personal life. A great opportunity to get over and explore the world of franchises if you're looking to go into business for yourself. Andy Ludicky and the team over there are willing to work with you and set you up with a situation that makes sense for you, your life, and your career. So get with them. Best part, services are free to you. The franchises pay them to bring you into the fold. So get over, see how Andy Ludicky and the team at My Perfect Franchise can help you today. Rusty, you jumped a little bit ahead of me here. You got game day on campus this weekend. It's going to make for a wild one. At this point, to some degree, Rusty, you kind of expect it at least once a year, it feels like, under Kirby Smart, man. I mean, they are making Athens kind of a permanent stop on this thing. And then obviously it's going to be a huge weekend for recruiting. It's a massive game for Georgia. A top 10 matchup, just a really, really great atmosphere for the Dogs. Anybody early that you're looking at making their way to Athens for this one?
The 5-star running back was committed to Penn State a couple hours ago.
That's the name I'm watching on this one too. Come on, Spell is that young man.
He's a 2027, and we will get that list. It'll be a who's who. You know what I mean? And to me, again, it's those 2026s, which is so different than where it used to be. Man, we got to get the top juniors here. We got to get the top sophomores here. Now it's like we got to get our kids that are committed back in town. Let those guys hang out with each other. Get the Jared Curtis, the Justice Fitzpatricks, the Nick Abrams. They got so many kids from all over the country. That's kind of where you are this day and age. Let's get these guys. Let's hold this class together. It seems to be holding together, and it'll be a great list. But obviously with game day, and I think I saw Luke Combs is performing. So I don't know who, what, when, or where, but I would imagine that's Saturday morning. So it will be ramped up in Athens a few levels this weekend. But when game day comes, that sets things off a lot different. And my question is, they didn't make the decision to come to Athens until this morning,
right?
And yeah, I know that for 100% fact. My question is, how you jump on about 20, 25 hotel rooms for this late in the game? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Where are those rooms that somebody thought they had? That's the logistics side of me. You know what I mean? Like, because game day comes.
What Rusty is getting at here is contact your hotel reservations and make sure everything's still on the up and up, because Kirk Herbstreit might be displacing in this weekend.
Yeah. Pat McAfee's got your VRBO, by the way. So,
right.
Wow, crazy, isn't it? Yeah, they'll broadcast all day. McAfee will broadcast all day Friday from inside the stadium. They'll have Kirby on probably Friday afternoon. They'll have Kirby on Saturday morning. It's next level when game day is something like that. But it's great. I know it's probably a headache behind the scenes for people, especially Kirby Smart, who's a creature of habit. Like it is, he knows exactly how he wants it. But he understands the big picture of that. It's a big deal, man, to have your program exposure for that show to be there.
Absolutely. Guys, look, we will have you covered on all things Georgia Ole Miss this week. Like Rusty said, we'll have that big list coming for you. Definitely going to be some names to watch on that one. Hey, I bet we see a committed name or two elsewhere pop up. You can pretty well count on it. And that, at this stage in the game, should give you some very clear indicators as to who the Dogs are really still chasing after. So much to get to. Jake Rowe will have X's and O's coming up, man. I mean, it's going to be a loaded week, as it always is over at Dogs HQ. So get over, hang out with us on the Dog Walk message board. Swing by. We're always there hanging out, taking your questions, talking barbecue, just shooting the bowl, man. That's as my papa would say. So get over and hang out with us and come see what we got going on. It's a great week to be part of it.
Last thing there, Dennis Lane, good get there, guys. If you're tuning out, thank you for being here. You can switch right over SEC Network. It's right. It's about a good time. Georgia just went 3 and out for about the third time, and you got rid of all the 3 and outs. So now we can watch a little football. So thank you, Dennis. And I want to end this tonight. I want to say this, and I'm a big believer, and I feel like God's given me a platform over the years. It's unbelievably large somehow, but I got someone very close to me that's battling for their life tonight. I want you to keep my former high school coach, one of my high school coaches, Coach Horn, in your prayers. He is battling for his life right now, and got the text this morning. And I just want to share that. And please, if you into that type of thing, please keep Steve Horn, one of my dear friends and a coach of mine in high school, my basketball coach and my football offensive coordinator, and now he's a friend of mine. We play golf 3 or 4 times a year, and he's battling for it. He needs your prayers, and I thank you for everyone that would accept that and do that for me.
Absolutely. Big prayers up for Coach Horn, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. We'll be back with you very, very soon.